Hello beautiful people, in today's video I want to share with you guys the advantage and the disadvantage of rearing broilers and layers, and also to know which one is more profitable. Yes. So before I get down to the essence of today's video, if you're new to this channel, please do well to subscribe and also click on the like button. And I'll also encourage you to watch the video to the very end to get the real information about what I want to say, because I know most people just usually watch the few seconds of the video and most times they get to skip. So for you to get to benefit from the essence, from the lesson I'm about to share in this video, try to listen and watch to the very end. Thank you very much. So let's get down to the essence of today's video. We are talking about how profitable is broiler to layers, which is more profitable. So I'll start by sharing with you guys an insight about how the broiler farm operation works like. So the production cycle is basically from day 1 to 7 or 6 weeks. That's for a commercial farm. So the startup cost for a broiler farm is usually minimal, because the cost of rearing the birds till when they get to 7 weeks is not usually as much as when you get to rear layers till when they get to 4-5 months, because the ideal cycle for them to start laying is usually about 18 to 20 weeks. Then their production cycle usually stay for about 80 weeks. That's like almost 2 years or 1.5 years. So the production cycle is quite longer for the layers. But let me not deviate just immediately. Let me stick to the broilers first, then I'll come back to the layers. So the broilers production cycle is usually 6-7 weeks. In this process, you get to slaughter and you sell them off, or you get to cup them and sell them off as meat consumption. So one other thing about broiler farming is that it's quite seasonal. When we say it's quite seasonal, the times of the year when you get to make more profit are usually during the festive period, when your sales will be high. So for you to be able to sustain your market very well, you need to have a commercial outfit that you get to sell off your products for. Don't depend on just household consumers. Also have people that are running commercial businesses like restaurants, eateries, and event caterers. So these are the people that will get to be buying your products on a regular, aside from the festive period. So whenever there is a festive period, you also take advantage of home consumers also buying at large scale. So most times, high bulk of sales are usually during festive period, where that's when most broiler farmers tend to make more profit from. So aside from that, you need to make sure, for you to be in business, you need to ensure that you have a strong customer base that you can be selling to them regularly. And for you to be able to meet up that demand, for you to be selling regularly, you need to also scale up your business by having a storage facility and also a means of getting to process this chicken, because the better way of making more profit in running a broiler farm is you getting to process your chicken. Don't just sell them as live chicks. Also get to process them, scale them, and sell them per weight. That is the best way of getting to make more profit when you're selling broiler chicks. So like I was saying, for you to be able to sustain your business as a broiler farmer and make more profit, you have to have a processing line whereby you get to process your chicks, and a storage facility where you can store your chickens so that you can sell to your customers at any time at will. Of which sometimes getting to set up a storage facility might be a bit expensive as you progress, but this is something that you can do while you are running your business, so on a gradual process. So your ability to have regular customers that will be buying from you frequently, and also have a processing and a storage facility. When I mean storage facilities like freezers, cool room, then blast freezer is the one you use for getting to chill this meats before you keep them inside of the cool room. I'll also share a video with you guys about the process and the steps of processing chickens for better storage. So like I said, having a storage facility that's going to, like freezer and the cool room. And in this part of the world where we are in Nigeria, where power is a challenge, having a power supply that will run this thing can be challenging. That's why the advantage of having a solar system will do you a long way. So these are the means of getting to sustain a broiler poultry farm to achieve more profit, whereby you run them on every 6-7 weeks. Or sometimes you might have different farmhouses whereby you can be selling them off every 3 weeks. You stock in every 3 weeks, you sell off every 3 weeks, so that you have products every month to be selling out. So now let's get down to layers. So one thing about layers, the cost of setting up a layers farm is expensive. It's quite more expensive than the setup for a broiler farm. So, but the advantage that the layer farm has over the broiler farm is that you get to sell on a daily basis. You get to make profit once they start producing, when they start dropping eggs. You get to sell on a daily basis, and you don't get to look for customers, because once people get to know that you have these things available, they keep coming to you, and you have something to be selling. Because one thing about the business whereby you have product that you're selling on a regular, it gives you a leverage whereby you don't stress yourself to be doing marketing all the time. But in broiler business, there's every tendency that you might be finding yourself doing marketing on the regular. Whenever you have product available, you have to now market it out to your customers for them to be aware that you have this product available. Except in a situation whereby you have different pen houses where you can be selling them every week, every week, every week, every week. That's a such situation whereby you can leverage on your customers. Then you know that at any time they call upon you, you have products available. That's why if you're running a broiler farm, you have to scale up to the level whereby you can be selling every week and also have a storage facility. I said that from the early part of this video. So for layers, the advantage it gives you that you don't have to spend money to set up a storage facility for your eggs. You just make sure that the place is ventilated enough where you can keep these eggs and they will do just fine. So now let's come down to the numbers. The numbers, in the essence, that the profit you get to make when you're running a layers farm and the profit when you're running a broilers farm. Like I said from the beginning of the video about the broilers, if you have a system whereby you can be selling them every week, there's every tendency that you make the same profit that someone that is running a layers farm is running. That is when you have birds coming out every week, and you have a better storage facility, and you have customers that will buy your birds immediately they hit 7 weeks. Because one thing about the broiler chicks is that once they exceed 7 weeks, their feed conversion drops. You get to spend more money taking care of them. So once they hit 6-7 weeks, you call them all up and you sell them. You see, but you don't have customers on ground to buy them up. You have a storage facility that you can store them. And like I said, I will drop a video sharing with you guys the inside and the processes of getting to process broiler chicks and storing them for better use, for them to stay longer for you. So the numbers running these two farms are almost the same. And one other advantage of running a broiler farm and over a layers farm is that a layers farm can be positioned in any part, in any place, even if in the city or inside the rural areas, and they will do just fine. But for you to run a successful broiler farm, you need to make sure that your farm is close to the city where you get consumers to buy your product. Because you don't expect to run a broiler farm in a rural setting whereby most of your customers will have their own chicks that they rear at home, or they can't afford to buy chickens. So for you to be able to successfully run a broiler farm, you need to make sure that your farm is close to one of the major cities in your country. Like in Nigeria, for you to be able to succeed in broiler farm business, you need to make sure that your farm is close to Port Harcourt, close to Lagos, or close to Abuja, or maybe also Kaduna too as well. So these major cities are cities whereby they have high population of people. There's high population density. Because of the advantage of the high population density, there's every tendency that they will buy your chickens more. Because right now, people are trying to deviate from red meat consumption to white meat. So if you're having a broiler farm close to these high density cities, that is when you get to make more profit. But if you're running a broiler farm outside of these high density cities, it can be challenging for you to sell your product. So in such situation, broiler farms tend to select the environment where you get to rear them, to run a broiler farm. So these are the things that you need to also put into consideration if you decide to want to go into broilers or you want to go into layers. If you're doing broilers during festive period in any part of the country, in as much as it's close to an urban setting, you will definitely sell. But for you to be able to sell off the festive period, you need to make sure that your farm is close to one of the major cities in your country where you have high population density that they can be buying from you regularly. So I hope this video is of help to you, because I have been opportune to be in a farm whereby we run layers and broilers, and I've seen the numbers. The numbers are quite similar. There's not much difference about the numbers over time. layers are being run for 80 weeks or a little bit above. That's almost 2 years or 1.5 years. Whereas broilers, you run them for 7 weeks. So if you come up with the accumulation of profit from that during that 1 year, 2 years, compared to the layers, the numbers, the profit margin is almost the same. So, but the difference in running these two farms is that one, you need to run it in a close, high density urban setting, whereas the other one, even in the low urban setting, you can still be making your sales on a regular. So these are the advantages, because the demand is usual for broilers is high in a high density urban setting compared to a low density urban setting. So these are the things you get to look out for when you're starting out your business, or when you intend to run your business, which will be more profitable for you. Because sometimes it's quite a controversial topic. People discuss, broilers are not as profitable as the layers. No, they're all the same thing. It depends on your location and how well you get to run your business. So this will determine if you make profit on it or not. I hope this video is of help for you. Please smash the like button and also check out my other videos to get to learn and enjoy the kind of information I'm dropping here. So if you're yet to subscribe, please smash the subscription button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.